Leo Laporte here with a new low-cost Ultrabook from Asus. This is the Asus 305. Half an inch, 2.6 pounds, all aluminum. And because it's an Ultrabook, it's thin, it's light, it's easy to roll around. And it is a good price for an Ultrabook at $699. Competent keyboard. Good trackpad. Asus makes really nice glass trackpads. They feel good and they work well. But there are some sacrifices here. Yes, 8 gigs of RAM. That's good. Core M processor means, though, it's a little bit slower. Of course, the mobile processor, the Core M, gives you better battery life. This is comparable to the processor in the MacBook. And Asus is claiming 8 hours battery life, which seems to be about right. I do like the screen. It's gorgeous, but it's not a touch screen. And I'm of the opinion when you're using Windows 8, you kind of want a touch screen. It just feels... It feels like you want to reach up and touch it every once in a while. This isn't one of the transformers. It doesn't, although you might try, bend flat. That would break it. And while I love the look of this, kind of aluminum cover, I do note that it's quite a fingerprint magnet. It doesn't take you long, and you're going to get, as you can see, get fingerprints all over it, and you're going to want to wipe it off an awful lot. If you're in the market for a lightweight laptop, a student, for instance, this fall going back to school, this would be a good choice, but there's a couple of caveats. First of all, we're not very far off from the release of Windows 10. You'll get a free upgrade, but you won't get some Windows 10 features, like the Windows Hello camera, which will come on some new Windows 10 machines, probably not at this price point. So for $699, what do you get? Well, you get a pretty good-looking, lightweight Ultrabook, nice and thin. You don't get a touch screen. You get a 1080p screen. You can, if you want to pay a little more, get a higher resolution touch screen on this Asus 305. You get a great keyboard and a great trackpad. So it's kind of a good productivity tool, lightweight productivity tool, something you might bring to this class or the library. It's throw it in the back of your backpack. And it looks nice. It looks like a much more expensive laptop. I do like it that it has 8 gigs of RAM. I think that's pretty generous. And the SSD in here is very snappy, very responsive, but does tap out at a kind of meager 256 gigabytes. I guess that's because of the price. So the pros and the cons. On the pro side, it's the least expensive, good-looking Ultrabook you can get at $699. It's got great RAM, great battery life, and a very nice crisp screen, good keyboard, good trackpad. That's what makes it good for a student, I think. On the con side, no touch. That's, to me, something I'd like to have with Windows 8. You may not care very much. And the Core M processor isn't the fastest in the land. But with all those pros and cons, it's probably a pretty good buy recommendation. With the one warning that you might want to wait and see what happens when Windows 10 comes out. There may be an identical laptop, for instance, that has the Windows Hello camera. So a buy on the Asus. This is the Asus ZenBook 305.